Gem, and this is my channel, Stitch and Gem. And it has been a while. It's been almost a month, and I didn't even calculate that I was going to go down to my mom's in Texas for a week. And so I've been to Texas, and just work has been crazy. But I'm back, and I have my Sampler September recap, or the last 2 weeks of it, to show you those whips and new starts. And then I also just wanted to send my prayers, wishes to all of the people that have been affected by the hurricane. I just could not imagine losing everything, and I know that there are so many people that are going to be now without anything, and so I'm praying for all those people. I'm praying for everybody in the stitching community that was affected as well, and I just, oh, Mother Nature is crazy sometimes. I live in Oklahoma, so I know about the tornado devastation, and there's been so many crazy tornadoes and everything, and so just prayers and well wishes to you. And also, I wanted to mention that Sarah from Sarah's Stitchy Spot has done an amazing job making sure that she talks about all of the different ways that we can help. And in her most recent video, she goes over everybody from Hollies to Hobby, Hollies of Hobby, and Hobbies of Holly, and Grace Notes Fabric, and Jan Hicks, and all of them that are doing something to help with the relief efforts due to the hurricanes. So make sure you watch that video. I'm sure everybody's watching Sarah from Sarah's Stitchy Spot. So, and I'll try to link that video down below as well. I also wanted to mention that I have still been getting a lot of new subscribers. So thank you so much for everybody that is that are subscribing and that are new to my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And all of my returning subscribers, thank you as well. I am just so grateful that you guys are watching me. I don't know. I'm just so shocked, sometimes, because I make these videos and I'm kind of goofy. And so anyways, thank you so much for watching. Okay, so let's get into the stitching. I have a start and a finish. So I have, well, the start and a finish for now. I think we all know that that's my Fox and Rabbit Mystery Sal, Love, Faith, Hope, Love. And then I have a lot of starts and just one whip, if that. And then I have some plans for November, because November is my birthday month. And so I want to start a chart for that, and see if you guys will join me. So let me get into it. So like I mentioned, I have a start and a finish, my Mystery Sal from Fox and Rabbit. And now all we need is November and December left, and it'll be done. So here it is. So here is the new part. The new part is this, and these two, and I'll fix this so I can show the newest part a little bit more clearly. This is so big that, there we go. So that really intricate flower and all those little surrounding motifs was October's part. And you know what's crazy is that I ripped out so much. It took me so much longer than it usually does for this, for October, which is so weird, because I haven't had trouble with any of the other ones. And again, I'm using the Misdyed Hank from Color and Cotton 142, and using 40 count vellum for my fabric. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but this is the first time I ever stitched on 40 count. So this has been my 40 count era this year. And I think I'm going to be in it for a while, because I'm not going back. So I have a stitching retreat at my LNS Prairie Moon Primitives, and the girl said, "How come you never bring that to show?" And I was just like, I don't know, I just never think about it. And so they want me to bring this for the like show and share that we'll have there. And so I will bring it, ladies. Because it does look a lot prettier, you know, in person. I don't know, the colors are kind of funky whenever you show things on camera. It just ends up that way. Okay, next start, not finish, but a page finish was my third start for Sampler September. And if I was prepared, I'd have the cover photo. But see if I can get it. That is not it. Sorry. There we go. That was just one off. And that is Birds of a Feather Sally Spencer Sampler. And most people have seen this. It is out of print, but Sherry from Colorado Cross Stitcher is working with Birds of a Feather so that we can, so that she can reprint all of these charts. And I am so excited. So that's going to be fun to see which ones are released, because she said it's going to be sometime in October. So it should be coming up. So that's exciting. It's so exciting. I'm stitching mine on 40 count Something Fabrics by Stephanie. Chocolate Milk by Fabrics by Stephanie. And I'm using the Vicki Clayton Silks. And I made one substitution. So the Vicki Clayton Silks are gorgeous and they're so easy to work with and they're so vibrant. But where you see all the letters that are black, that is not called for. That is MPI, an MPI black. And I don't know the number. But it just was a little bit more full, and I don't like there to be any see-through of the fabric whenever I'm stitching black. It drives me crazy. So instead I use that. MPI is just a smidge thicker than the Vicki Claytons, but that is my progress on Sally Spencer, and that's a page finish. And it's going to be so tiny, so when I get back to this, I will just knock out the rest of the top, and then go on from there and go down from there. I mean, really, it just take I think 4 solid weeks, because I got that page finish on that. And then there is on this pattern, there is some room for personalization, where it says Sally Spencer, brought to you by Sally Spencer. I am going to change that to my name, but I'm going to ask my friend Vashti to chart it for me, because I'm terrible at charting. I'm terrible. That's why I don't do a lot of personalization stuff, because I'm just terrible at charting. But Vashti's great at it, so I'm going to ask her. So there's my Sally Spencer. Okay. My next whip, I don't have a cover photo, but it was the Needlework Press chart from summer school, but it isn't this chart. It is the, flash it real fast, over 2 chart, because this has a lot of over 1, and so because that has a lot of over 1, I thought it was so gorgeous, and I love the flowers. But the over 2 version also has the flowers, and it has the words "thanks to my friends," and I just love Vicki, and so I wanted to do the over 2 version just so I could be different. And I did that on 46 count. Well, here's the card right here. 46 count Brea by Needle and Flax. And it's in this gorgeous bag made for me by Steph, Late Girl Stitches. And she's got floss tubes now, so you guys get over there and watch hers, because she's so fabulous. She is so fabulous, but she made me this bag, and it is so gorgeous. I wish I had all of these scissors stuff. Anyways, so here is my progress on the over 2 version of Sarah Pugh. Look how little it is. And I don't know how many of my viewers stitch on 46, but it is just a dream if you're, I know it is on with Needle and Flax. Needle and flax linen is incredible, and I'm sure everybody who watches me knows that. But this is her 46 count Brea. It is reading a little bit. There you go. That is pretty true to color. It's a smidge more like a reddish dark tan, but I, again, try to eat my vegetables. I fly through the letters. So, and these letters were all the same color. So it was pretty easy to tackle that. And then just going through, getting those bones of the border done, and going in and filling that in. And so that is my over 2 version of Sarah Pugh by Needlework Press. And I don't know if and when or whatever this will ever be released, but it was from summer school this year, so it'll be at least a year. Okay. And so as far as my sampler September, that is the last of my sampler September samplers that I started, and I worked on them for 5 days. I do have a whip and a start that I can't show because I didn't want to do the over 1 on it. So I let my friend Gina at my that's in my stitch group here locally, do my over 1. So whenever she gives it back to me at retreat, I will be able to show that on my channel. But yes, thank you again, Gina. I'm so lazy, you guys. And also, over 1 makes my head hurt. Okay, another start, my October 1st start. I was down at my mom's, but I got everything prepared to start this chart because I was just obsessed with it. So it is the Stacy Nash Merry Autumn Pinkeep, and here is the chart. And I knew this was going to be my October 1st chart. I mean, and let me just show the color palette really fast of this chart. It is incredible. It's all weeks. That's messy. But these are the most delicious fall colors that I have ever seen. And so I did make some changes to this because obviously I did not want my woman to be ghosty white. And they also have her hair charted for the same color as her dress and stuff. So her hair would have been like blue gray. And so I said, no, I'm changing it to myself. Like I always do. And so here is my Merry Autumn Pinkeep. Isn't she just gorgeous? Look at that. Look at that white pumpkin. And the variegation in her dress. And I used DMC 427 for the skin. I don't know why I won't break into my skin color pack from Nuri, but one day. Now I just want to look at them. And the fabric that I'm using is 40 count light cocoa by Northumberland House and Northumberland Sampler House. And so that is my progress. So I wanted to get her done, get that side border done, and then I'll work on I've just been working on this like crazy because it's fun. And there's so many nice elements to it, like down here, those flowers, and of course you guys knew what sold me. The big white pumpkins and the yellow house. And that's just a gorgeous chart. So it calls for 36 count broom grass, but when I saw this fabric that Holly from Hobbies of Holly gifted me, I knew that this was it. And let me see, it's darker than what it's reading on camera, and it is also it's just like, it's got flecks, which is crazy. It's got little flecks of orange in it, and there's no way you can kind of see them, but it's just crazy how perfect this fabric was for this. And so that is my Merry Autumn Pinkeep, and I'm loving her. So okay, so as far as all of my starts, that is all of my starts. which doesn't seem like a ton, but I do have one whip that I have, and it is one of the SALs that I'm in. And so I took Phoenix Sampler and a little bit of Spring down to Texas with me, but I just, you know, when I'm not in your stitchy spot, it's very hard to get like stitching done. And it was hard because, you know, I'm down there with my mom and my sister, and so we're always buzzing around and doing all those things. But I did get a little bit stitched, I mean a very tiny bit stitched on this little bit of Spring. And on this chart and in this SAL, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that offered to frog this inner border for me, because that's so sweet and I really appreciate it. I'm gonna do it myself, but one of the suggestions that was made on the video where I was talking about having to frog, they said just go and work on the other side where you don't have to frog, and that way you can you know, at least work on it. And let me get this fixed and get it done. So this is me working on it. I went and I put in the stem of one of those little trees. It's very sad. But I'm in a Zoom today with Laurel. I'm a stitch nerd, who I'm co-hosting this SAL with, and I'm gonna work on it today. So can't wait for that Zoom, Laurel. It's gonna be so fun. So there are a lot of people that have gotten way far on this, finished it with this SAL, and so thank you so much for participating. And I'm about to get back on the good foot on this one. I just gotta get going on it. It's so pretty. And so it's just that little, I think it's this one. So once I start getting the, you know, the more of the stuff done and the flowers, I'll be so much, I don't know if it's, I don't know which side it is, but you guys can, I'm pretty sure it's this one because it's darker. Yeah. And then I need to, maybe I'll do that on Zoom today. I'll frog, you know, that inner border that's bothering me so much, so I can go up and start doing the alphabet, because that's usually what I do. So, and that's a little bit of Spring-Blackbird. And that is everything that I have been stitching on in these almost 4 weeks. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I spent 5 days on both of those last 2 sampler September. So usually, you know, I usually spend about 3 days on something and then I move on to something else. So I usually have a few more whips, but I am going to get back to all my SALs. I'm going to get back to some of these samplers that I started, because they're so good, right? I also wanted to make an announcement on the giveaway that I did last video. And you guys are in love with Nuri from Shaded Stitchery. Her charts, they're great. And October is her birthday. Her birthday was October 10th. And so this is Shaded Stitchery month. So you guys still have time to get in on stitching something, stitching one of Nuri's fantastic charts, and also the giveaway winner from my, so this was the most popular giveaway that I've ever had on my channel, and you guys just loved it. You guys loved all the different ways that we could stitch this, each individual, you know, make ornaments out of them, or even stitch it all together. Stitch it on super big fabric, stitch it on small fabric, and there's so much you can do with this chart. That's why I chose it to give away on my channel, and I just think it's so cool. And I mean, an entire yellow tree. Yes, she is a woman after my own heart. So the giveaway winner, and I'll put it across the screen here, but the giveaway winner is Mary Beatles 6268. And so congratulations, and email me at thesolostitchers@gmail.com, and I will get this sent out to you. I also wanted to mention that whenever anybody enters a giveaway on my channel, please be a subscriber and all that stuff. I don't know if I ever say that, or if I do say it, or you have to be 18 and all that stuff, but I don't think anybody doesn't know that at this point. Okay, so that is the winner of the giveaway. And again, just email me and I will get that sent out to you. And I'll also tag your YouTube name and I'll put it in the description below. Okay, so before I show haul, I wanted to get to some plans. And I usually do plans after haul, but in my summer school bag, I am putting my birthday start. And so, and this is kind of a part of haul too, so that's why it makes sense. I've had this book since it came out. As soon as this came out, I bought it. And it is With Thy Hands by Teresa Kogut. Can we just say I am obsessed with every element, every part, everything that has to do with this chart. I don't know why I haven't stitched it yet, but I'm glad that I didn't, because I would have probably started it on 32, because I think I was still stitching on 32 at that time, and then I would have had to restart it because I wouldn't have wanted to continue. I have 2 projects that I have on 32 count that I'm going to continue on, and that is it. So, With Thy Hands by Teresa Kogut. And it's a book, and it has other projects in it, but I am going to do the main one for my birthday start, which my birthday is on the 14th of November. And I am going to start this big sampler. And I am stitching it on 46 count Salt Ash by Cedar River. And it's one of her new colors. And is that not the most gorgeous? Let me see if I can get a truer. But that is the fabric I'm using, 46 count. And I am using, surprise, surprise, the Vicki Clayton Silks. And I asked her for all of the variegated versions because her variegated, and the only one that I may have an issue with is this, if it's not bright white enough. But I think it will be, like, if, yeah, I think it's going to be just fine. And so because of this, there's like 1 or 2 little white elements, like this white sheep here, and then like on some of these bees and things. But this is going to be my birthday start. So for any and all who want to join me, I'm going to start this on November 14th. And I don't know if I can get all the elements here looking good, but that's what I'm going to do. 46 count Salt Ash, new color by Cedar River. If you order it now, you may be able to get it if she's, you know, if there's still any in that she's got, but it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. And I'm excited about it. Speaking of the attic, look at that bag. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Sampler Symposium. Registration opens up on the 21st. And there's a new email address. Don't just email the one that you would normally email. There's a new email address. And yeah, all the details are in your Attic newsletter, which I'm sure everybody gets. But if you don't, subscribe to the Attic newsletter, and all of the information will be about Sampler Symposium will be in there. So fingers crossed I get in, because I'm going if I do. Okay, what's next? Haul. I have a little bit of haul, surprise, surprise, and I'm going to start out with this, which is something I'm sure everybody has seen, but I do not have a full set of DMC, and I like to change colors. I like to do color conversions and all that good stuff, so I thought, you know what, I'll buy this, and that way I will be able to change the colors and not have, you know what I mean? Because sometimes they just have the number there. They don't have what color it is or anything like that. So I thought I would buy this, and I don't know why I didn't already have one of these on Amazon. And that way I have all the colors no matter what, even if I don't buy every single DMC. Now I have a lot of them. I have most of them, but this has all of the DMC, every kind that you could possibly imagine. So I picked that up from Amazon. And then I'm sure most people saw this on Instagram, but a while ago, Hands Across the Sea put out, advertised for their 2025 calendar. And this doesn't like replace the Book of Days or anything that I have already ordered from Colorado Cross Stitcher. Like, it doesn't replace it at all. It's just an actual wall calendar, and it has a blessing sampler in here. So I'm thinking about doing that for my blessing sampler. I can't show it to you because it's just the chart, but this is January. So, like, if that doesn't make you want to stitch everything Hands Across the Sea, I don't know what will. Look at that sampler. And there's so much yellow in it, so that's just gorgeous. I mean, and so, and then February, oh, here's December. February. I'm not going to show you guys the whole thing, but you get the gist of it. You know how beautiful Hands Across the Sea samplers are. So I am super excited about this calendar and just having this eye candy up all next year and possibly stitching the blessing sampler that's in it. And I think it's probably going to be exclusive to this calendar. So if you guys haven't gotten one, I don't, well, you know, here's all of the ones that she has, the all of the months. Let me show you this. And let me see. I thought I saw Hannah Green on here. No. Don't you just wish you had all of those already stitched and up on your wall? I do. Oh my goodness. I just love Hands Across the Sea. So, one day. But until then, I can look at this calendar and see all the gorgeousness. So I got that. And with that, she sent one of her cards. And it's Sarah Milthorpe. Just gorgeous. She's just incredible. Like, there's nothing that is not incredible about Nicola. And so hopefully I'll get to meet her at Sampler Symposium. We'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to get in. And then I got some kind of like random flosses for some reason at my LNS, Prairie Moon. I don't know, I just saw these, and I'm sure that these have been out, but I just thought that was like really gorgeous. And then I have never seen this. Harvest by Weeks. Just cool. We were talking about what would you stitch with this? I don't know. Just wanted to have it. So I got those. And then, of course, my clubs. October club for Classic Colorworks. Just Rust, Key Largo, Khaki Mocha, La Tierra, Ladybug, Lavender Louise, there. And then I just recently received, okay, I thought I recently received no, that's October. Okay. I got my Gentle Arts, and we're only in the C's, so I like to show these because everybody doesn't get these like they do the Fat Quarter Shop ones. Cameo Pink, that's gorgeous. Carriage Black, Carrot. That's a good orange. Caramel corn. And they just happen to be like Halloween, but it's really in alphabetical order. It just happened to be that way. And butternut squash. Now that is a yellow that you just don't want to ever. I mean, it seems like it would be more orange, but it does have some orange in it. But so those are my Gentle Arts Floss Club. And then Color and Cotton 3 Skein Floss Club. And so there those are. Gorgeous. One of these days I'll be able to get into some of the other clubs, but starting to build up my Color and Cotton stash. And then weeks, we are in I through K, so we're in the K's now. Island Breeze, Ivy, Jaybird, Juniper, Kentucky Bluegrass, and King Mackerel. Those look like some very nautical colors. And then, speaking of Laurel, I was so lucky to be able to grab some. She has an Etsy store. And I was so lucky to be able to grab some of this gorgeous lace that she sells. So I grabbed that. And then I'm looking for my Stitchy Kindness from her, which I know is in here. This is some of it. And it's her, you know, if you borrow floss from another, it's a floss the borrowing cards that she does, which is such a good idea. And then there's, I know, something else. Anyway, she sent me some ephemera, and it was a black woman, and I wanted to show it. And I don't see it in here. Anyways, it was gorgeous. So hopefully, maybe it'll come out. I just had it. Oh well. Laurel, thank you so very much for the Stitchy Kindness. And then Forbidden Fiber Co. was advertised that they had this linen on sale. So I got some 46 count sunflower. And then she threw in these. Look at these. I don't know what I would use this for, but that is gorgeous. And then I just love floss. Look at that. So thank you so very much for that, those little extras. And then look at that yummy 46 count sunflower. That, I mean, it's gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Let me see if this, well, I thought I had that. Okay, on to the next. I also got my Fabric of the Month, my Fox and Rabbit from Garon. Fabric of the Month, and it is Tornado, 40 count. I don't know what I would use this for, but it looks so good. I love like a blue mixed in with tan. It's 40, so I really don't know what I would stitch on this, but anything. So good. Love that. And then the Silver Needle has their club that's a little, you know, stitching friends circle. I'm not sure what it's called. I can't remember. But a little help for my friends stitching circle. It's on this chart. And this was a previous release of one year of the years that I wasn't in. And so I saw it, and so I had to pick that up. Autumn Garden. And I didn't know if I was going to start this or if I was going to start the Stacy Nash one that I started. And so I chose the Stacy Nash, but this will get a start next year as one of my smalls for Sampler September, because look at that. And it's so cute. And I believe Holly from Hobbies of Holly has stitched that. So, and then of course I picked up Punch Needle and Primitive, and so I don't subscribe to this. I just pick up the ones that I find stuff in that I just love. And surprisingly enough, like, I don't stitch Halloween, but look at when I saw this, and it's from Crochet Go-Go, and I know I'm not pronouncing that right, but there's some great charts in here, including like I'm trying to think of this, show you this sampler if I can show it to you. Oh, that's from Teresa Vanette from Shakespeare's. Yes, absolutely. I must have this. Age 7. So loved that, and so I thought I'd pick it up. And there's tons of other great, if you punch needle, then there's, and I have tried to punch needle before, it just, I don't know, it wasn't my jam. And my local stitch group, Vanessa, makes the most incredible bags, and this one is big, so I figure I'll put all my fall stuff in collectively in this, is what I'm thinking. And she just always does so much detail. And if you don't believe that, look at this in the back, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but she quilted a pumpkin back there. Can you see that? You can kind of see it there. But I just thought that was so neat. And so thank you, Vanessa, for making these bags, because you know I can't resist them. Okay. And last but not least is some quilting fabric, and let me see if I can show this in a decent way. But I bought 2 of these, and then when they get to my LNS, I am going to buy 2 more. And I'm thinking about making a giant quilt and just putting sashing and, oh my God. This is what got me, because this is me right here. Oh my God. So this is a panel by J. Wicker Frisch. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I love all of her stuff. So there's one lady. There's me. Or at least that's what I'm calling it. That's me. There's that one. And then let me show you the bottom ones. So good. Okay, sorry. It's a sad state. Let's see if I can. So good. So I am going to make a quilt out of this. Something that should really, if I'm being honest, take me one day. And then get it off to the long armor. And my long armor's shoulder is healed and back in business. Yay. I'm so grateful for that, Marilyn. And so we are going to, I got some quilts that I want to make and get, you know, hung up and being used and all that good stuff. Now, as far as when I'm coming back on for Flosstube, whatever number, I don't even know what the number is anymore. I used to think, how do people not know the number of their Flosstube? And I'm one of those people, so shame on me for ever thinking that. But I will be back, I want to say, in a minimum of 3 weeks. I will be in Atlanta for a week for work. Then I'll be home and then I will get to go to my the 2 out of the 3 days of my local stitching. My LNS is throwing a retreat, and so I'm super excited about that. So I'll be home for that, and then I'm home a week, and then I'm in Orlando for a few days, and then I'll be home after that. So I'm hoping to come back in 3 or so weeks, but if not, it might be another month situation. As soon as I said I'm not traveling a lot for work, I have 2 work trips that are going to be pretty demanding. So either way, I will be stitching in my hotel room, and so I'm gonna start my birthday start, and again, prayers and well wishes to everybody who are dealing with the hurricanes and the aftermath of the hurricanes. My prayers are going to you every single day. And so until the next time, happy stitching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.